We have RJ Sneed first.
All right, just a reminder, please use the raise hand function when you'd like to ask a question. First up for RJ is John Warner from the Waco Tribune-Herald.
Yeah. Hey, RJ. Can you talk about that catch on the sideline on that last drive?
I mean, it's just stuff I've been doing all my life. I pride myself in catching the ball, so to me, that's just a routine catch.
How tough is this one? Y'all came very close to tying it, got off to a great start, and how tough is this one?
It was very tough. I believe that all our losses this year have been tough to me, so I think we're going to go back, learn from it, and get ready for Tech next week.
Next question is from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
RJ, the way you came out on that first drive, how big was that to kind of get off to that kind of start when you guys had struggled out of the gates the last few games?
That was great, because like you said, we've been struggling since week one. So to come out starting fast like that was pretty good for us, and we continue it.
Next question from Paul Catalina with Sikkim 365.
RJ, do you feel like you guys grew up this week, that you kind of came together more?
Yeah, maybe as offense, all 11 positions came together and we clicked. So I feel like, this week was probably a good week for us. We clicked very well today. As you can see, we just didn't finish the job.
Next question from Kevin Longquist with SickhamSports.com.
RJ, can you take us through the final play, Charlie's interception in the end zone? Because it looks like if he has just a little more loft, he has you. But what did you see before Wise stepped in front of that?
I believe that was the outside linebacker. Charlie didn't see him, and it was just he made a great play on the ball, and that's it. But
did you feel like you had the break, though, on your defender so that if Charlie gets it, you have it there? Or what did you think initially when you made your break?
Oh, when I made my break, I thought I was going to score.
Okay.
So I felt like, yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's the final question for RJ. Thank you for your time, RJ.
Yeah.
Rose, I guess it was.
Got Jalen Petty sitting down real quick.
All right, reminder to please use the raise hand function when you'd like to ask a question. First up for Jalen is John Warner with the Waco Tribune-Herald.
Yeah. Hey, Jalen. Y'all picked off 3 passes in the first half. What were y'all seeing out there to come up with those interceptions?
I think it was just a lot of film study and flying around to the ball and just, run to the ball and catching the tip ones that they throw to us. That helped out a lot in the first half, getting those 3 turnovers, knowing that that's our goal.
Can you talk about your interception, what you saw there?
Yeah, it was man coverage, and I seen the route on film, and I had a clue that he was running it. So I played a little bit harder, and then just BK put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and that just helped me out. Ran under the receiver and picked it off.
Y'all got off obviously to a good start. Y'all been looking for that all year. How hard is it to lose this one, especially coming down there at the end?
It's really hard. You know, it's hard to lose any of them, but today, you know, we lost, and that one was definitely hard. You know, just going out there and getting up, then letting it slip out of our hands. So it was big, but we just got to go to, you know, the film room and fix what needs to be fixed and move on to the next game.
Next question from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
Jalen, you guys did such a great job in the first half. Was there adjustments that Iowa State made, or what did you see, you know, that they got going so well there in the second half?
I wouldn't say adjustments. I would just say they executed a little bit better, and we didn't. It's really that simple. They did a better job at doing their job, and we didn't. And that's why you've seen them, you know, score as much as they did in the second half.
Next question from Kevin Lonnquist with SicEmSports.com. Kevin, you're still muted.
Jalen, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of a problem did their tight ends present to you? Because they used two of them at least pretty well between Allen and Kolar. But what did they present for you guys throughout the game?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was a problem. I think our coaches did a good job at preparing us and putting in the right groups, personnel-wise, to, you know, execute at the best of our ability. But, you know, they got the bigger tight ends in the game and tried to run the ball and shield the DBs outside and run it inside. And they did that a lot in the second half. So, you know, like I said, we just got to go back to the film room and fix what needs to be fixed and get ready for the next game.
How important, though, was it for you guys to at least get that stop to give the offense one more chance to try and get it tied? What did that mean to you guys? Because they had scored, I think, on 4 straight possessions.
Yes, sir. It was important. You know, it was the next drive, and we preached that we can't, you know, dwell on the past and look back at all the other times that they scored. So we was just focusing on what's next, and we went out and got the stop, and it was big to give our offense a chance. And, yeah, I feel like we did our job on that last drive.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was the final question for Jalen. Jalen, thank you for your time.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day. Good night.
All right, everybody, we got Coach Aranda here.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Jerry.
All right, please use the raise hand button when you'd like to ask a question. First question for Coach Aranda comes from John Werner with the Waco Tribune Herald.
Dave, how great was that start for you guys, and how tough was it to watch that finish?
That about sums it up. You know, I think it's one of the things I talked about with the team at the end of the game was that really anything that we've asked them to do in terms of an individual or a specific part of the game, we've been able to accomplish. So the start and fast was something on Saturday night all the way to Sunday to Monday, Tuesday, you name it. Oh, and we had drills and we talked about it. We showed motivational stuff about it. So to have the guys come out and start fast on all sides and just be locked in, it was a real positive. And just to see, the fight throughout the game. I think there's a lot of guys that cut wide open and didn't have nothing left to give. And to see them stay in the fight was, it shows the character of the team. But to make a run at the end and to not get it, it's just very disappointing. And it's a gut punch, really.
Do you have an update on Squirrel? Obviously, he was playing very well, and then he limped out.
It doesn't look good right now. It looks like it's his other knee. The diagnosis is not promising. I'm gonna wait till we get some further look at it, but not very good right now.
Thank you, Dave.
Next question is from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
Dave, you always talk about complementary football. The way that first half went with the defense getting 3 picks, including scoring on one, and the offense actually capitalizing. How big was that? You talked about the fast start, but the complementary football.
That's one of the other things that we talk about quite a bit is the complementary piece and just playing together and being a team. And so there's instances in the past where that has not taken place, where either the offense is hot and the defense needs to get a stop and we don't, or the defense gets the ball back and the offense can score and capitalize on the momentum and we don't. And to do that in that first half, the sidelines, there's energy, there's enthusiasm. It was what we want this to be. And so to not finish with that type of start is really disappointing.
I don't know if you could see it from your angle, but it looked like RJ came open on that slant, but Rose looked like he just dropped late. Was that something where Charlie just didn't see him?
He didn't. Yeah, he did not see the linebacker. Yeah.
Next question is from David Smoke with Sikkim 365.
Dave, you had almost a flawless first half. Did you, at the end of the half, you had about 1:40 or so to go, and you kind of just ran the clock out? Did you at all think about getting aggressive at that particular time?
We did. I thought, initially seeing the run and seeing running the ball and seeing if we could break something to try to then get into the aggressive mode. And I don't know if we ever quite got to that part of it. But that was the plan, was to try to open stuff up, just run game wise, and see if we could try to open it up, later in the series.
if you don't mind a follow-up on the special teams, did the kick return, in your opinion, turn the tide in this game when they had the long return? It seemed like after that, the offense got on. It just seemed like everything from that point forward really got downhill.
Yeah, I think I played a big part of it. I think, there was runs where in the previous half we were playing edges and forcing the ball inside, and it was a 3 or 4 yard gain. And now we had guys that were on the edges and we were coming inside and the ball was bouncing out. So, I mean, I take responsibility for that. I have to, you come into a game like this and, the real clear identity with the people that you're playing. I need to do a better job of making sure that we're repping the stuff and emphasizing the stuff that we need to do. And so it was disappointing to struggle like we did in the second half, but it did feel like we let the outside kind of affect the inside in terms of one side of the ball affect the next. And so to come out of that at the end was a positive, but I wish we need to come out of that sooner.
Next question from Kevin Longquist with Sick'emSports.com.
Dave, I know it's a tough loss, but if you guys had been able to tie or get the touchdown there to make it 38-37, had you all talked about whether or not you would go for 2 or just kick the point?
We had talked about that. So we had talked about just kicking the point and going in for overtime, playing for overtime. I think we felt good about offensively being able to move the ball. I think there was a time in the third, early fourth quarter where pressure was really being an issue, and our answer was to get the back out multiple ways and really more or less we're releasing as if it was empty, just getting 5 guys out while they were rushing their 5. We were getting our 5 out, and so I felt good about that plan. I thought, the other piece along with that thought would be just defensively, just the tighter it is, the more that we could load up on the run game and really make them have to convert on some throws. But we had talked about that.
Okay.
Next question from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
Dave, back to that one stretch there where they did put pressure on you, but they only had 1 sack in the game. Did you feel like the offensive line kind of took a step? Still weren't able to run the ball, but, protecting Charlie the way you did?
I do. I thought it was much improved. I thought throughout the week there's a lot of confidence there, and I think the drill work and I think the cohesion. Some of the guys, the majority of the guys now 2 weeks in a row, I think is paying off. And then I think the identification, the communication up front has gotten better and better and better. And so we're not there yet. We need to be, but we're not there yet. So we will continue to fight that fight.
Terrell and Raleigh both came out with injuries. Was that them just gutting it out there to come back and play like they did? Was that them showing leadership or?
It was, yeah. I thought, they were both, I'm specifically am remembering Terrell right now. And so he fell awkward on his shoulder and kind of tweaked that shoulder. He's getting looked at right now as we speak. And, for him to come back and you could see him kind of fight through it and, just his leadership and his communication and all of it, I think, was a big plus for us in getting some stops. And so there's just such high character on the team and a real heart that I thought was wide open tonight.
Next question from Paul Catalina with Sick'em 365.
Coach, obviously, this season has been a yo-yo mentally for your guys, but do you see them growing in mental toughness, especially after a game like this where you had more positives than you have in the previous games?
I do. I wish, standing in front of them at the end of the game, it's just tonight was a gut punch. It was to have the guys fight, and so many guys like we've talked about come out come back in, guys were playing exhausted. You want to finish what you started for them. And so I think, offensively, there's a feeling of, we can move it, we can score, we can execute. And I think that first half in particular, there's a lot to take off from there. But I think, I look at the penalties, I look at the gap assignments, gap control on defense. I look at some of our eyes in coverage on defense. There's more than enough that we have to improve on to get to where we need to be.
Final question from Nikki Lattarulo with KCN TV.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, it's like frustrating for you guys and the players losing 4 in a row, but how do you regroup and make sure that you go into Tech with like a fresh start and not holding on to any of the losses?
We go through that process. I appreciate the question. And so it would be, for tomorrow, a Tell the Truth Sunday, and really diving into the details of some of the things that we've talked about already, the gap control, the penalties, the times the communication could be better on protection, why it happened, how we can improve it, right? And then get them to run a little bit, to get the blood flowing, and then having Monday off. And so by that time, we're saying that game is out, this game we just played, and now we're starting to focus to the next opponent. We come back on Tuesday, and we attack that week. And so I think embracing the process and really attacking that process is what's going to take us to the next week.
All right, that's all the questions we have for Coach Aranda. Coach, thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you.
Okay.